Okay, hi. Today we're going to ferment some apples. Got loads of them on the trees outside, and this year I don't want to see them go to waste. And they're organic and chemical free. I'm going to use filtered water from our own well, so this will be a fairly pure process. There'll be a natural yeast on the skins and various beneficial bacteria, so it's a good start. So let's do this. Okay, so here are the apple trees. As you can see, they're untreated. There's a few with black spots on them. We're going to try and pick the ones which don't have the black spots on them, for obvious reasons. There's quite a lot here to choose from. That's why I'm going to pick them here. I'm going to put them into this container I'm going to use. So I've got 2-gallon jars to fill, and I need to fill them about 2/3 each. Okay, so I'll get pecking. Okay, we've got a fairly good haul here. Should be enough. Right, leave the rest of the birds there, and let's go inside. Our apples here. You don't want too much in the way of black blemishes, but you do want as much skin as possible. It is quite possible and quite often is the case that people will make apple cider vinegar just using cores and peelings. So it can be done, but we are going to do 2-tier fermentation here, so it needs as much of the natural yeasts that are on the skin as possible. Okay, so just get your apples. This one's fine. This variety is very good. 2 varieties here. I'm going to take the stems off, and I don't really want there to be any insect larvae in them either, so remove any of them. So you don't want to wash them because you don't want to wash that yeast off. It's only just rained, so a lot of that stuff is gone, and a lot of these apples are fine. So I'll keep filling these jars. I've got 2 of these gallon jars which I've steamed. I'm going to fill until they're about 2/3 full, and then I'm going to make the liquid to go with it. Okay, there we have our apples ready to go. I picked the right amount. Thanks very much to me. So to make the fermenting liquid, well, the liquid to go with it, I've filtered water here and a jug. It's about 240 grams of water to about 12 grams of sugar. So it's 1 tablespoon to 1 cup of each. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get a small jug, and we're just going to try and take it up to about 500. I'm going to multiply it by 3 on this and do it 3 at a time. Okay, so that. So 240 times 3 is 820. We've got 810 here. $820 there. Now we tear that, and we put in 3 times 12, so that's 36 grams of sugar. So just using normal granulated white sugar, it kind of works the best. This hyper processed or not, but there you go. We are actually processing. So there. Now let's bag open. So I want 36 grams of sugar. $35. 36. Now we just mix that up. And once that's dissolved in there, it's fairly easily dissolved with those amounts. We just rinse and repeat. Now there's the apples in the sugar and water solution. Next stage is to put in a counterweight for them to keep the apples underneath the water while the first stage of fermentation happens, to stop any mould or anything forming on the actual apples. Okay, so how do I do that? What I do here is I get a jar, or this is like a container here, there's a jar here, and put them inside and fill them up with water to weigh them down, and then just fill up the top of the jar with the water. So you've actually got all the apples submerged here, all the way around. And then after that we're going to put, I've got some clean, just out of the packet, muslin cloth, which I've cut. I'm going to put that over the top and seal it with a band. Okay, so that's them there. I've just put the muslin over the top of them and secured them with elastic bands. This is so it can breathe, because this is a fermentation, an alcoholic fermentation. Take about 2 weeks. About every 1 to 2 days I'm going to stir it, remove it and stir it, and the top is just to stop any fruit flies or anything getting in. I'm going to put this into the airing cupboard upstairs, so a dark, warm place without direct sunlight, to start the fermentation process. So that's them there in the airing cupboard. A good height because it's fairly full of water, and it means I can stir them without getting water everywhere, which my wife would kill me about. Anyway, but so that's them there. It's going to take about 2 weeks for the first fermentation, and then could be about 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks after that for the second fermentation. So by Christmas we should have our own homemade apple cider vinegar, with luck. Thank you. I'll make a full YouTube video at the end of it anyway.